Hi everyone. The objective of this video is to train you on the data entry for the billed outlets through the mobile app for every dealer survey. This video is primarily meant for RDSs, RDS sales executives, sales managers, sales officers, and anyone else who wants to get trained on the every dealer survey mobile app data entry. When the survey starts, what we are going to do is we'll be sending 10 user IDs per RDS. What the RDS needs to do at his end is assign one user ID per sales executive. Just in case the RDS has more than 10 sales executives and the number of user IDs provided don't suffice, what they can do is take an approval from the sales manager or sales officer and send that email to the support desk. The support desk will help the RDS in opening the additional email ID, the additional user IDs that are required. Now, what you need to also remember is the username and password for the app and the Every Dealer Survey web portal are going to be the same. You can also find the helpline number over here. The helpline is open from Monday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Just in case you are facing any issue with the app or with the web, you can call the helpline number. The mobile app is available in 12 languages. It is available for Android and Windows operating systems. Let's look at the data entry and the mechanism to be followed. For the data entry of unbilled dealers and new dealers through the web portal, you need to refer to the training video on the web part. The focus of this particular training video is to take you through the data entry of the billed dealers through the mobile application. Let us now look at how the mobile application looks. Once you have downloaded the Every Dealer Survey mobile application from the Google Play Store for your Android app and from the Windows Store for your Windows app, this is how the icon is going to look. I will now click on the Every Dealer Survey icon. The home page of the app will open. You can typically find your helpline number, the support timings, and the email ID also for your reference. For language selection, you can tick on the language button and you can see that the different languages in which the app is available will be displayed. For the purpose of this training video, let's go through the English app. So I'll select English and I'll type my username and then the password, and once I have done that, I'll click on the submit button. Once I have clicked on the submit button, there are three tabs which will open: add new record, pending submissions, and get dealer list. As the first activity during the day, what the sales executive need to do is once he is connected to the internet, he needs to click on the get dealer list button. The app will take a couple of seconds and the dealer list in the application will get updated. What it means is that suppose under a particular particular RDS, there are 5 sales executives and each of them are entering data for separate dealers. At the end of yesterday, when they submitted the data for the outlets, and let's assume they submitted the data for 50 outlets put together out of the total 400 that the RDS had. As a sales executive, when I do the get dealer list today, what will happen is the data for those 50 outlets will get removed from my dealer list, and that ways my search for the outlet becomes smaller and smaller. That's the reason why you need to tick on the get dealer list button, and this needs to be done once every morning. Once I have done that as a sales executive, the app is now ready for data entry. What I will do next is click on the Add New Record button. Now, on the Add New Record button, you can see that there is a selection for GT or OT. Let's assume that I am entering data for GT outlets. I'll select GT. Now, in the Search Outlet Code or Name tab, you can either search by outlet name. So, for example, in GT, my outlet name starts with mobile, and you can see the moment I typed mobile, all the outlets with the name starting from mobile got uploaded. This is one way of searching the outlet. Another way of searching the outlet is by typing the CSR code. So for example, I know that my outlet start with ASMAH and 3 times 0 and 50. So you can see the moment I did that, the outlet got selected. This is the second way of searching an outlet. The third way of searching an outlet, in case I don't remember the name of the outlet, neither the CSR code, what I can do is, in the symbols, I can just type 2 stars. Once I type 2 stars, you can see the entire list of all outlets under that RDS got loaded. And as the sales executive, I can browse through and I can select whichever outlet I want to select. So what we saw is that the outlet selection is possible by 3 ways. Either typing the name of the outlet, by typing the outlet code, or by putting 2 stars and searching the entire laundry list. So let me select a particular outlet. I selected A1 mobile shop, and you can see that the outlet code, outlet name, RDS code, RDS name came on my screen. Now let's assume that this outlet has stopped doing mobile business and I want to show that this outlet is shut down. What I need to do is click on this outlet is shut down tab. I need not do any data entry and I'll just go directly and say save. Once I do that, the data for this outlet is saved. Now, if I want to do data entry for another outlet, I'll again select add new record and the application will take me to the add new record screen once again. Let us type another new outlet name, and this time I want to select mobile arena. I selected mobile arena and I went to the RDS SE name. Now you can see that the RDS SE name is a field which the app is going to ask only for the first time. So when you're entering the data only for the first outlet, that's the time when you have to enter this name. Once you have done that, the next time onwards, this name is going to be pre-populated. Now I'll enter the outlet owner's name and let's assume that the name is Samir Singh. The next is the outlet owner's mobile number. It has to be a 10-digit mobile number starting from either a 9, 8 or a 7. The next field is a non-mandatory field for the alternate mobile number. In case the shopkeeper has an alternate mobile number, you can enter it here. The next two fields are for email ID and alternate email ID. So I'll enter the email ID of Samir, and Samir doesn't have an alternate email ID and that's a non-mandatory field, so I leave it. I press the save button. The next screen that opens, I need to enter the state and I select Maharashtra. You can see that since I was entering data for a Maharashtra RDS, that in the drop down only Maharashtra comes as a state. So the state names and the RDS names have been tagged for ease of selection, and so you will get to see only the states in which your own RDS belongs. The next field is district, and in the drop down I need to select district. Let's assume that I want to select Pune district and I select Pune. Now in the sub-district, Tehsil or Taluka, there are two options that are available. Either I can type the name. So for example, I want to select a Tehsil called as Mawar. So I'll write MAW and you can see that on my screen, the option starting from MAW comes. This is one way of selecting it. If I don't remember the name, what I can do is again go to symbol, put 2 stars, and by doing this, the entire list of all the sub districts under this district Pune has populated. I will select Mawad over here. I'll go to the town village. The town village again works in a similar way. I know the name of the town, then I will type the name of the town. As soon as I do that, the name of the town gets pre-populated. If I don't remember the name of the town, I'll type 2 stars and I get the laundry list of all the towns under this particular taluka. I will select the town name. The next field is pin code. I need to put a 6-digit pin code. The next field is outlet address. I need to complete the outlet address and it has to be a very proper address of the shop. So I'll put shop number 9. I've put the complete address of the shop. The next field is location. Now here, if the outlet is located in a mall, you need to select mall. For outlets which are not selected in malls, you need to select high street. So this outlet is on a high street. I'll select high street. The ownership of store. Ownership of store is again a drop down. And here it will ask whether it's a chain store or an independent store. Chain stores are typically stores which have multiple outlets and they are a chain of stores. In case it's a standalone store, you need to select independent. The next drop down is outlet classification. In the outlet classification, you will see 6 values: telecom specialist, consumer electronic stores, IT specialist, operator owned retail, mass merchandiser and others. Telecom specialist is typically a shop or outlet which stores telecom items. So things like mobile phones, SIM cards, accessories. So outlets which basically sell all mobile related items are called as telecom specialist. Consumer electronics store is a store which sells things like TV, fridge, washing machine, and along with that they sell mobile phones. IT specialists are stores who sell laptops, laptop accessories, mobile phones. They sell computer accessories. Operator owned retail are typically stores like your Airtel store, a Vodafone Shopee. So these are stores owned by operators. Mass merchandisers are large format outlets, typically like large grocery stores, which actually don't fall in OT, but they are a big size retailer. So these will fall under mass merchandiser, and anything which don't fall in this 5 will fall in others. So let me select telecom specialist over here, assuming that this outlet is a telecom specialist outlet. The next thing that I need to do is click on get location. Once I click on get location, the GPS parameters of this outlet are stored. So as a sales executive, what you need to remember is the data entry of the store has to happen in the store itself and not anywhere else. These GPS parameters are of great importance to the company. I will click on save and an error message has come that's the incorrect pin code. So by mistake, I have typed a 5-digit pin code. I'll type the 6th digit of the pin code and click on save again. So you can see that the app has intelligently said that the 5-digit pin code is not acceptable. The next selection is for brand available, and here I need to select what all brands that particular outlet is storing. So let's assume that this outlet stores Microsoft, Samsung, Intex, Carbon, and it stores Micromax. I'll click OK. The next thing is furniture. So what all branded furniture does this particular store have? So let's assume that the branded furniture is available for Apple, it's available for Lava, and it's available for Cellcon. For which all brands does this outlet have promoters? So I'll select Apple, Carbon, Gionee and click OK. The next one is for demo phones. So which all demo phones does this outlet have? He has Microsoft demo phones, Intex and Lava demo phones. The external signage, the board outside the shop, the GSB. So what all brand GSBs are there? Let's assume that a Samsung board is there, a Carbon board is there and a LYF board is there. The next one is EMI. So for what all brands does the shopkeeper give EMI facility? So he gives it for Apple, Lava, Gionee. Financing options are available for which all brands? So let's assume it's available for Samsung, Carbon, Gionee. I'll click OK and then as a sales executive I'll click Save. On the next sheet there are 4 set of important questions. The first one is total volume of the handset that the outlet sells. Here it's basically the industry volume that you need to put, not just the Microsoft volume. So let's assume that this outlet, the total number of handset on an average that the outlet sells is 450. The next one is what is the monthly total value of handsets that the dealer sells. This is a drop down option. So once you click on that, you can see that the range starts from a few thousands and then lakhs, and then as you go up the range moves to crores. So let's assume that here the shopkeeper says that, oh, I do a turnover of roughly around 7 lakhs. Then as a sales executive I look at the relevant drop down, and since the turnover is 7 lakhs I'll select 6.1 to 8 lakhs as the drop down option. The next question is how many mobile phones does the shop sell which are priced more than 10,000 rupees, and this outlet sells, for example, roughly around 30 mobile phones per month which are priced more than 10,000. The next question is how many mobile phones does the shop sell which are less than 5,000 price, and let's assume that the information the shopkeeper gives is 90 mobile phones. So you can see that out of the 4 fields, 3 are data entry field, which are the volume fields, 1, 3 and 4 number, and the second one, which is the value field, is a drop down. The next thing that the sales executive needs to do is click on the privacy statement, show the shopkeeper the privacy statement, tick on the privacy statement checkbox. If the shopkeeper is ready to sign, you need to click on the sign of shopkeeper and ask the shopkeeper to put his signature, and I'll sign as a shopkeeper. And click on save. The signature of the shopkeeper is saved. If the shopkeeper by chance says that he is not ready to sign, then what you need to do is tick on the store owner not ready to sign option. Now in this case the shop owner has agreed to sign, and so I will not tick on this option and I will click on save. After I click on save, you can see that the data for even this particular second outlet for which I have done data entry is also saved. As a sales executive, what you need to do is keep doing the data entry throughout the day, and you can either choose to submit the data as you do data entry for one store at a time, or you can select to submit all the data at the end of the day at one go. So as a sales executive, when I came back to my RDS point, what I will do is I'll connect to the internet again and click on submit records. Once I do that, all my records have got submitted successfully. Now, once the records have been submitted by the sales executive, as a sales manager, what will happen is these records will come to me for my approval. And let me show you a sample email. So as a sales manager, this is how I will receive an email. So there will be a list of all the outlets along with the outlet code, the distributor name, and there will be a link which will say click here. Now what I need to do as a sales manager is click on this click here link. The page will open which will contain all the data that I would have entered. Let me try to select another store. And you can see that all the data that was entered by the sales executive will appear on the screen. As a sales manager or a sales officer, I can either select to approve if all the data is correct, or if there is a problem in the data, then I will need to put a proper remark and click on the reject button. If the sales manager or the sales officer approves, then this data submitted by the sales executive is saved in the company record. If the sales manager or sales officer rejects with the proper remark, what will happen is there are two actions which are going to happen. The first action is the RDS will receive a rejection email, something like this, where the details of the outlet along with the remark entered by the sales manager or sales officer will be present. This is the first action that is going to happen. So the RDS comes to know that, oh, so and so outlet has been rejected for so and so reason by my sales officer. The second action that will happen is that this outlet which was rejected will again start appearing in the mobile app in the search option. So when the sales executive does a double star sign and searches for the outlet, he can see that the outlet for which I had submitted the data has again started appearing in my drop down list. So these are the two actions which will happen if the sales manager rejects a particular outlet. So this is how the data entry for the build outlets through the mobile app is supposed to be done by the sales executives. That's all from my side, guys. Thank you so much.